now set down, and she explodes with power once again. This filly can close wherever she wants. Jaywalk is a Breeders' Cup champ.
Cortland Simmons with you here at the CS Racing Report. There are a lot of ways to wager. Can Ken accelerate, take his show on the road and win in Kentucky? Here, as I said before, we talked about code of honor being scratched out of this race, and the Remsen is going to definitely, a race that's already interesting is going to take an increased presence in terms of how people are going to view that race, in terms of the interest level and what will, stem from it, depending how he and others perform in New York. So we're going to find out a lot more about this. KNICKS GO, I think, really certainly earned a tremendous fulcrum of respect. If you didn't respect his Breeders' Futurity, you have to, take him seriously now. And that was one of the big questions going in, whether he would be able to follow up off the 70-1 score again. That 70-1 to me was inflated, as was Signalman, who finished second to him that day, being 67-1 in here in this Breeders' Cup Juvenile. It was almost as if the handicappers and the odds makers were really sort of trying to play a bit of what I call a subliminal mind game with the bettors out there to say, we're going to inflate these horses' odds because we know that they're better than 67 and 40-1 respectively when talking about Signalman and KNICKS GO. And if you're smart enough to believe that these odds are inflated, but at the same time there's a benefit to it financially, if we wager a couple of bucks, you got paid on Breeders' Cup day one. You definitely got paid very handsomely in this particular instance if you played any of these horses, be it the winner and the second and the third place horse. So again, I think that Signalman and KNICKS GO confirm that they're formed from Keeneland. Unlike quite a few horses that came from Lexington to Louisville, that they're legitimate because oftentimes, as I've said before in other podcast pieces and prior to the Breeders' Cup, a lot of horses coming out of Keeneland preps, whether it be the Shadwell, Turf Mile, the Spinaway, the Spinster, and and the aforementioned Breeders' Futurity have not performed as well in the Breeders' Cup, be it whether it's hosted right up the street at Churchill or if it's hosted elsewhere.